I've been helping people with money for more than 20 years, but no one stumped me more than the princess.
I love buying shoes, boots, smokes, cabs. My debt doesn't really stop me. I'll still do whatever I want.
I'm here to help this princess take control of her money and her life. Over the next 4 weeks, she'll live on a strict cash diet and complete weekly challenges.
She's a party girl. She likes to drink and hang out with her friends and buy shots for everybody at the bar.
I got it.
If this princess has what it takes, I'll transform her from spender to saver, and I'll give her up to $5,000 to help her pay down her debt.
It doesn't really bother me what people say about my spending because I just don't care.
No changes, no money.
Oh, 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 she's a princess. She's a princess.
Meet Princess Stacey.
My name is Stacey and I'm 27 years old. I work as a bartender and I make a majority of my money in tips.
She likes the finer things in life.
She's joined the Shoe of the Month club.
I just click the shoes I want and that's it. The shoes are on the way.
They have leopard print and some are shiny. Like, she doesn't wear things like that, but she just buys them to have them.
She likes to spend her money on hair and clothing, and it's not enough just to buy one top. Stacey usually buys that same top in about 4 different colors.
Thank you. Half the time, those clothes will sit in my closet with tags on and they go straight to Goodwill like that.
Stacey is a good time girl who has some serious FMO.
FMO is fear of missing out. I'll have FMO if I stay home, so I have to go.
She's like, shots for everybody. I'll pick up the dinner tab.
Don't even worry about it.
My nights are expensive.
8 years ago, Stacey left home to travel the world as far as her credit cards would take her. When the debt caught up to her, she moved back home.
The deal was that she was going to pay off her debt and that she was going to be able to get her feet back on the ground.
I live at home for free and my parents pay for my insurance and my groceries.
Well, my mom just babies her still. You would think that Stacey's the youngest, I think.
At age 27, she thinks she's old enough to be on a first-name basis with her mother.
Stacey definitely can push Heidi around a little bit.
Heidi? Okay, Heidi. Heidi, you don't know what you're talking about. Heidi, I don't really think it's any of your business. Heidi, I moved back here so that you could help me pay off my debt, help me go to school, have a social life, not friggin' strap me down and only let me out when I have to go to work.
But when she needs help cleaning up her mess, she turns to Mommy and Daddy.
I actually asked my mom to co-sign a loan for me. She's worried that it will give her a bad credit rating, but I don't know why that matters when you're 50 and you own a home, and who cares if you don't have great credit? Like, what do you need it for?
When there's phone messages from financial institutions saying, have Stacey call us right away, I know that they're not trying to sell her something.
I would rather just not think about it and pretend it's not there and go out to the bar.
Her friends and family have reached their limit.
I think she needs a rude awakening.
I think she's too young to have the debt that she does. So that makes me upset.
Well, I'll do anything I can to keep her here, but it's hard. Sorry. It's hard.
That's why they've called me in. I brought Stacey here and the party's over. Hi, Stacey. Gail Oxlade.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you, too. I hear it's your way or no way. We're going to talk about that. Come with me. So what the hell are you doing here?
For most of my 20s, I was living on my own, so I accumulated a lot of debt on my own.
Doing what?
Traveling mostly.
And smoking.
Yeah.
And gambling. Mm-hmm. And drinking. Mm-hmm. Partying.
A lot.
So how come you haven't grown up?
I don't know.
Well, let's listen to your girlfriend.
Okay.
A lot of our friends are getting engaged and having weddings in the next year. And Stacey's still living the dream. So I think it becomes an issue when there's no common ground anymore.
Your friends are outgrowing you. Mm-hmm. You're going to bartend forever?
No.
What have you thought about being?
Everything from a nurse to a cop, everything.
You're 27! When are you going to figure out what you want to be when you grow up?
I just don't know where to start, I guess.
Okay.
I've had to pay my own way, and she kind of gets a free ride, free vacations, her car's paid for, that sort of thing. So yeah, it makes me a little bit upset.
This is becoming a bone of contention between you and your siblings.
Mm-hmm, a little bit.
About 8 years ago when she left home, it was because I thought that it was time, if you weren't going to go to school, if you're going to work, then you needed to pay room and board. And I charged her just a tiny little bit of money, and that's what made her leave home. She does hold me hostage like that because it killed me. You're gonna make me cry. It's haunted me for so long, and I'm so glad that she's back. missed her so much. And I felt that I drove her away. And it would kill me again if she left on bad terms. So I'm doing everything that I can for her.
What has your mother done to deserve the way you treat her?
Nothing. I feel like a pretty big loser.
You know what your FMO should be now? Life. You should be afraid of missing out on life because it's passing you by. Okay? Next are the numbers. And I've invited your family here to see the numbers as well so they can see the nonsense that's been going on.
Okay.
So I asked you here because I think it's really important that we all get on the same page and everybody knows what's going on in Stacey's life. So we're going to look at where Stacey's money has been going. What I want to focus on is the relationship between your needs and your wants. You're spending 4% of your income on needs and all the rest on wants. Oh, whatever Stacey wants, Stacey gets. This is where the money has been going. Over $270 on clothes.
That's so much money.
You're spending on average $478 every month on interest and fees.
Oh my gosh.
Even though you're spending $3,000 a month in cash, you're also taking cash advances on your credit card. For what?
I don't remember.
She was probably at a bar, didn't want it to end, so she went into a cash advance on her credit card so she could keep the party going.
When Gail pointed out like how much I'm actually spending a month, it's like way more than I thought it was.
Look at what she owes. For the loan.
God.
That's the big secret she was trying to keep.
That's a shock. She has no assets and no equity.
Nothing.
And that's just pure debt. If she wasn't at home, where would you be?
Can you imagine paying rent and trying to get this debt paid off? And try to go to school? Can you see that what you've done is limited your options for life?
When I saw $30,000, I thought, where did it go?
You've been earning about $24,000 a year gross. To live the way you have been living, you would need to earn $85,000 a year.
Oh my God.
To live the way you're living and get your debt paid off, you'd need to be making $120,000 a year.
So nuts.
If you were in fact paying your own way right now, you'd be going into debt to the tune of over $17,000 a year.
Oh my God, if she kept on going on this road, we would be retired with a 52-year-old daughter living at home.
So, you realize this means you have to take control of your money in your life. Are you in?
Yes.
Are you guys going to keep your hands out of your pockets?
Absolutely.
I'm going to give you a series of challenges to do over the next few weeks. You do the challenges to my satisfaction. I'll give you up to $5,000 to put a dent in the debt.
Okay.
Okay, don't do the challenges, you don't get the money. You don't have the right attitude, you don't get the money. Okay? There's no bitching. There's no whining. So over the next few weeks, what you're going to do is you're going to learn to become a contributing member to your family household. You're going to learn that life is not just a party. And you're going to face your future with a more positive attitude because right now you're just floundering. The next thing we're going to do is give you your first challenge.
Right.
Coming up.
You don't make enough money to have all of these expenses. It's too much.
Oh, 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 she's a princess. Oh, 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 she's a princess.
27-year-old bartender Stacey spent the past 8 years traveling, partying, and racking up debt.
She did originally move back home to try to, pay down her debt and get her finances in order.
Instead, the spending spree continued.
She joined a shoe club online.
Every month, they just charge your credit card and they send you a selection of shoes that they picked specifically for your taste. I'll never wear those.
Fed up, her family's put a stop to the handouts.
I think it would benefit my sister if she was cut off.
It's time to get your feet back on the ground.
I'm not going to contribute anymore. I've decided that I've already gave her enough money.
I've got 4 weeks to whip her into shape. If this princess completes all my challenges, I'll give her up to $5,000 to pay down her debt. Give me the plastic. It's gone. Can't use your debit card or your credit cards anymore.
Okay.
This week, you're living on cash. $50.
What's that for?
Everything.
$50 is lunch for me in one day. So I don't know how I'm going to make it. I don't know what I'm going to have to cut, but everything.
Here is a new shoe for you.
A piggy bank?
You don't get to spend a penny of your tip money.
Okay.
because at the end of our visit together, we're going to count up how much money you have in tips so you can see what you've been blowing through.
Having all my tips and having to just put them in a piggy bank and not touch them is going to be torture.
You're going to make a debt repayment plan and you're going to make a budget.
Okay.
So this is your Get Real challenge. The challenge requires that you do one thing every day for your mother. It's time that you show some appreciation for all the hard work your mother has done to save your silly butt. And she's gonna keep score.
She's going to have to really decide what's important to her this week.
In the first part of the Get Real challenge, Stacey sat down to look at the numbers to get some perspective.
A lot of these you can just put 0 because you don't pay rent or utilities.
Or gas,
or cable.
water. I don't take public transportation.
Taxis, you do. Entertainment, that's probably
Does
your
that include
highest.
the bar?
Yes.
$80 a month.
Can you do $80 a month on that?
Well, no, but I'm gonna have to,
You're
right?
gonna have to, okay.
It's like such an eye-opener because I don't keep track of my spending at all. Okay, so my debt repayment is almost $1,200. To be paid off in 3 years, that's how much I need to pay every month.
You don't make enough money to have all of these expenses and your debt repayment.
I always kind of assumed that my parents were gonna help me out, but if I don't prove to myself I can do it, then what's the point of doing this whole thing?
It's time to cut back.
Okay, so you can't have $100 for vacation monthly. It's too much.
Okay, charity.
You don't need to include that in your budget for now.
Okay. Oh, I need to total these all up?
Yep.
And then minus them from what my income is?
Yeah.
Plus 50, plus 100. Oh, I do make enough.
That's good. Just barely.
Once Stacey realized how much her parents were helping her, she spent the rest of the week showing her appreciation.
Repairing the relationship with my mom is probably one of the most important things that I'm taking at least from this part of the challenge.
Went to bed one night, and by my nightstand was a card that Stacey had written for me. She's decided that she will make smarter choices and she will not knock off any shifts just to go out and party. Mom, I wanted to thank you for agreeing to do the princess show with me and for not fainting when you found out how much debt I was in. And thanks for being so pretty. I love you very much, Stacey. So for her to do this card was really sweet. You can stop now. Sorry. She thinks I'm pretty.
I feel like if I can make her cry, I'm doing an okay job.
You did a lot of nice things for your mom, and you felt like you reconnected.
Yeah.
I think you're doing all the right things. You know, I look at your debt repayment plan, and you've nailed it. But I look at your budget, and I think to myself, you have no money in your budget for travel, but you have 2 trips planned.
I think I'm gonna have to cancel them.
Holy moly, that's big.
You said to me last week, you want to live on your own, pay off your debt, go on trips, have a car. Where's all this money coming from? I don't have an answer, so.
Okay, so you're going to change your behavior. Mm-hmm. You've come so far in such a short period of time. Have you decided what you want from the rest of your life?
Not really.
So now we come to your Set Goals Challenge. Being a bartender forever isn't the job you want.
No.
You're going to pick something you think you'd like to do for a living, and you're going to have a trial run at it to see how it fits.
Okay.
One of the great things about having a goal is you're not missing out anymore. You're working towards something.
Yeah.
Coming up, the pressure is on.
I think I'm gonna throw up.
Oh, she's a princess. Oh, she's a princess.
Princess Stacey put her credit and her future at risk.
There's a wall of debt that's holding me back from doing adult things.
Her priorities were partying and purchasing.
I make the majority of my money in tips, so anything from $100 to $200 a night. And then go shopping or go to the bar with them.
But with just $50 a week, Stacey needs to change her lifestyle.
I'm gonna have to figure out ways to have a life and not spend like I do. I don't know how I'm gonna do it. My girlfriends have plans for tonight and I'm gonna have to cancel because I can't afford to go out with them and I'm gonna have to just sit at home and deal with my FMO.
She's always gonna have a fear of missing out on something, but she's just gonna have to live with it.
Living on cash is super hard. To save money, I have to do my own hair at home. I've never done my own hair since I was 16. It might look really ridiculous, but I have to do it.
To test herself, Stacey went window shopping and brought a friend along to keep her in line.
$25, that's nothing.
That's half of what you have to spend for the week.
Do you like it?
I like it. I just don't know if it's worth 3 weeks of your spending money.
I was at first really nervous about living off $50 a week, but now that I realized I did it and had money left over, then I'm still gonna have a bit of a life, so I think it's a good thing.
Now that she's resisted the urge to shop, she can put those bartending tips towards her future plans. This week, I challenged Stacey to find a career goal she could work towards.
I change my mind like every week. I want to be something else.
Stacey decided to utilize the social skills she has honed over the years as a bartender and try out a job in the public relations industry.
I understand you're looking to learn a little bit more about PR and communications, and hopefully today will give you a little bit more insight into what that entails. It's important for her to present herself the way she wants to be seen, so wearing jeans and a sweatshirt probably wasn't the best first impression to make. However, she did come in with a very upbeat attitude, so we were willing to give her another shot for the rest of the day.
With no education or experience, she needs to start with an internship. But is Stacey ready to suck up the grunt work?
Photocopying stuff, sorting magazines, doing a coffee/breakfast run for everybody. You had a breakfast sandwich with bacon. Did you not? That was not so glamorous. I think being able to test drive a career is super cool because you might think you want to do something and then you actually get into doing it and you're like, nope, I hate this. I'm used to working later at night and it's crazier, louder, lots more people around. I don't know if today made me 100% clear on what I want to do.
It's a week later, so I met up with Stacey to reassess her career goals. This was a pretty challenging week for you. Mm-hmm. You went and did the job shadowing. You hated it.
Yeah, I didn't like it.
So what are you happy doing?
I'm pretty happy bartending for the most part. I just don't think it's really a long-term career.
I want you to define your own life, okay? Mm-hmm. It's very important that you be happy. And while you don't want to be a 67-year-old waitress, why wouldn't you use the very skills you have to move into management or to start your own business?
Her saying this industry is okay to work in was totally like an eye-opener. It kind of makes sense to stay in it and see what else I can do.
Right now you're in debt. You can't go back to school. You dare not give up your job. You can't even afford to live on your own right now. You need some money in the bank because money in the bank means options. Mm-hmm. So this week, what you're going to do for your attitude adjustment challenge is you are going to show me you're ready to do what it takes in order to secure your future. Stacey normally meets her friends at the bar to blow mad stacks of cash. But this week, she invited them here after cleaning out her closets. She's going to auction off her goods and services to show friends and family her priorities have changed.
Getting rid of stuff that's brand new for a fraction of the price kind of sucks. I hope it goes okay. First, I just want to thank everyone for coming today. This is my last challenge, and it's one of the hardest ones. I've got to get rid of a lot of my stuff that I don't really want to get rid of. There's a professional auctioneer here. He's going to be helping me auction off my stuff.
Stacey's got some really incredible items here and some services as well to offer. Let's start with anyone that's ever looking for a designated driver for an evening. Stacey's offering that service. So we'll start the bidding on that at, let's try $5. Looking for $5? $5 I have. $5 in the back. We finished at $5. $6. $7.
The auction today went better than I thought it was going to go.
Fair warning, last chance, selling at $30. $35, just in time. It's a bidding war. $35 bid, then I have $35. $40 now. $40. $40 in the back, then I have $40. Sold $40. You will be in heaven if you are a size 7 with these patent peep toe mid-heel shoes. Sold $4 right to the back. Sold $5. Sold for $5.
There's some things she really did not want to part with. We still had the price tags on there, so it was tough for her to get rid of some of that stuff.
Sold $5. $25 right down the middle. $15 right to the back.
I made $300. I'm pretty happy because most of that stuff's been sitting in my closet with tags on, and today was big push, I guess, in the right direction to do whatever it takes to make money to pay off my dad.
Coming up. Sometimes you get nothing.
Oh, 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 she's a princess. Oh, 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 she's a princess.
4 weeks ago, Stacey was a 27-year-old princess who lived for purchasing, primping, and partying. I challenged her to contribute at home, plan for her future, and build her bank account.
I'm doing this 100% for myself because I have no other option.
So has she done enough to earn the full $5,000? Before I make my final decision, I'm going to have a word with her parents and sister to see if they've seen any progress. Can you believe the change in this girl in just 4 weeks?
No, I really can't.
Yeah, so what have you seen at home, Dad?
It's quiet. It's pleasant. What more can I say?
It was nice not to have to ask her to do things. She just did them on her own, so I'm proud of her for doing that.
And do you feel like you're a family again, that you're not just all catering to Stacey?
I definitely feel that way.
Absolutely.
Yeah. She's learned how to live on a budget which I didn't think that she'd be able to live off $50 a week, but she's done it and she's done it really well.
But let's see what she has to say about this, okay? Okay. Stacey, my darling, come in.
And now I know how to save, I know how to pay off my debt, I know how to plan for something, and it's just like I don't know how I would have gotten this information without doing this process, so I'm so happy.
You pulled off your last challenge with a flourish. You got more for your stuff than you thought you were going to get.
Way more.
So what would you say is the biggest lesson you learned this month?
I learned I can live off very little cash, which I honestly didn't think was going to be possible.
Yep.
And then I learned like how to be nice to my mom. We get along now, we're nice to each other. We hang out more, like we just do like nice little things, like we watch a movie together or we go have a coffee together. It's just completely changed.
So you've been saving your tips for the last month. Do you have any idea how much money is in here?
I haven't kept track.
Girl, there's $1,300 in here.
Amazing.
This is the money that was just flying through your fingers. You didn't even know. So all in all, how do you think you did?
I feel like I've learned a lot.
Yeah.
Pretty confident that I can have my debt paid off in 3 years.
Okay, you know what? I have all the checks here. Sometimes you get nothing, okay? But not today. You get 5. Oh my God. Are you happy with this?
Yes. Oh my God, thank you so much.
It's been long and it's been hard, I know, for Stacey, but at the end of the day, it's been amazing. And I'm so proud that she got the $5,000. I just think that's amazing. So I'm really happy for her. I'm gonna cry.
Just shows you, if you can do this in 4 weeks, can you imagine what you can do with the rest of your life?
I want to thank Gail because I think she seriously changed my life.
I can tell she loves to go shop. She's all out of control. She can't stop. Designer clothes, jewels, hair. She's throwing money everywhere. My head is spinning. Oh, 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 oh. She's a princess. She's a princess. Modern day princess.